It's your girl Nico Nicole, and this is Give This Girl a Mic. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. I'm sorry I left you guys. It's been a long time, but I had to hop back on here just as myself. And it's when I first started this page, I recall that I used to do kind of essays before they were called YouTube essays. So I want to pick up where I left off. And what I realized is I'm really good with like just coming on live and talking to you from the dome. So that's what I'm going to start doing, and I'll turn this into eventually. My goal is to turn this into a podcast. So we'll do this every week with Give This Girl a Mic, and we'll go over pop culture, pop events, just modern things that are going on and things that are generally sticking out to me that I want to discuss and talk about. And until I'm in the place to do like long form content, because I'm trying to do a lot of things at once. I want to do vlogging, I want to do content creation, I want to do political talk and things like that. So I do have another page called Pretty Politico, and it's brand new, just created it, and I do political talks every Tuesday at 2 p.m. So I'll be live there tomorrow talking about the election and things like that. But for this page, I don't want to go into any of that nitty gritty, and I just want to have a place where I can just be myself and have fun. Hence, Give This Girl a Mic. So I got this name. If you guys don't recall, I think I told you in a long time ago. I had this page over 2 years now. Isn't that crazy? But when I first started the page initially, I was doing essay form based on my favorite books, based on things I've read, based on things I've watched. And then eventually I went into Love and Marriage Huntsville because I was extremely interested in that show. But I predicted where it was going to go off the rails. And did I predict it or did I predict it? So the direction in which the show went, it turned me off. So I stopped reviewing that show as well. And I kind of lost my bearings on what I wanted to do next until now. I think I'm crystal clear on the direction where I want things to go. And obviously, I'm still trying to find my niche and still trying to essentially find my voice on social media. But as of now, I feel like this is where I want to be. Talk to you guys just off the dome, not so scripted, and just have this be a really good heart-to-heart conversation once a week, live in living color. Okay, so when I used to do this page, and I used to do these podcasts with you guys and these sit downs, I used to go over my favorite tea. So I think I want to reintroduce that. So currently, I'm drinking out of one of my favorite mugs, which is My Future is Calling and I Must Go. And I think that's kind of where we are right now, Black women, the 92% of us. And also, I'm drinking Tazo tea, and it's in flavor chamomile. So it's unwind with relaxing blend of chamomile, rose petals, and soothing herbs. I love that. I used to do the other one, the yogi teas with the quotes, which you guys really loved back in the day. But you guys heard the whole thing with yogi and the product not being as good as it used to be, and everything's poisoning us now. Poison everything. We can't eat an apple without it having wax on it. You guys seen that meme? So let's jump right in. We're going to start with the quote of the day. The quote of the day is by Zora Neale Hurston. If you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it. And that is so true for me, especially because I'm essentially a really quiet person. You guys wouldn't realize I was this loud and crazy girl unless you got to know me. A lot of people always are like, you're so different than I thought you'd be, because once they get to know me and they see I'm like funny and witty and goofy, they then are like, oh, I thought you were like so quiet. But I'm really not. I'm really like out there, and you guys will get to know me over the next couple of weeks. And I think that's part of it. Like, I've been really caught up in being a wife and being married and all this, like, you know, it's these things that kind of really compartmentalize you and box you in, that I haven't been in the space to really be myself and express myself the way I want to be viewed. My story has really been told, and my image has really been through the eyes of other people. So that's why I decided to just start, you know, putting myself out there, especially on social media, so that I can brand my own self and create my own identity. And the vision of me, the ideology of me, and who I am is not based on what another person says about me. And that's that. Y'all like my Christmas tree? It's so cute. And y'all like I got black Santas up there too, y'all. Y'all can't really tell, but he a brother. My daughter have never seen a white Santa. Can you believe that? Probably at school now. She just started school, but she's been homeschooled her whole life. And she had never seen a white Santa before. I know when she sees Santa this year at school, she's going to freak out, because even in our city, we have a black Santa. is black. So, all right. So let me get into the meat and potatoes of it all. I wrote, and I have notes. I write notes on all my lives, and we just kind of go through all my notes and what we're going to talk about for the day. So I said, you ever look at somebody and say, you still owe me $200? So, okay, I wrote that because I just had my class reunion. I didn't attend, honey. But there's a girl there that still owe me $200 for the prom. She rode in the limo with us, never paid me my $200. And so every time I see her, I get aggravated. We knocked on that girl's door, bang, ran her down, could not find her. And she never came back to school. And I think we seen her at graduation maybe. I think. But I don't even know. But if it was at graduation, probably was being nice. But they told me it was a whole setup. They said that she never intended to pay me. They didn't think that I was going to get, because I wanted a stretch jag for my prom. And they assume because I have a single mom, but at the time I did have my stepdaddy, but they assume whatever. People assume the worst of you sometimes, right? They judge you because maybe they come from the suburb and you don't come from the suburbs, so they just assumed I wouldn't be able to get that. But even though grew up in the hood, as I always say, I'm from down here. I ain't from around here. My mother worked, my stepdaddy worked, and we had a pretty middle class upbringing. I went to private Catholic school, and so did the girl. So when I wanted a stretch jag, none of them believed that I was going to get it. And when I told my mom they didn't believe I was going to get it, that was the number one thing she got. So I got the stretch jag, and we picked up all the girls, and everybody paid me except this one girl. And I really liked the girl, so my mom was like, we ain't going to pick her up. But I said, you know what? But I learned my lesson. So I begged my mom to pick the girl up. We picked the girl up, and the girl never paid us. And it was my lesson for myself to never go above and beyond for somebody, because they really will take advantage of you. So if you ever see somebody that owe you $200 and it still piss you off, I can relate to that, because this girl still owe me $200 to this day. And y'all expect me to go up to a class reunion with that phony mess? Cannot be me. I will hang with the girls who I hang with when I see them. And that's the bottom line. I won't be at the 20th. I won't be at the 40th. I won't be at the 60th. God willing. We all make it there, though. All right. So next thing up. But yeah, I wrote every time I see her smiling and cackling, I get annoyed. It's just the worst when somebody owe you money and having too much fun. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think we went over that. I told you guys it was going to be trash, and it ended up being trash. Let's talk about Carlos King. The Carlos King of it all. Isn't that crazy how he turned out? And I knew he was the villain. His origin story just automatically added up to he was bad guy, bruh. Like, I knew it. And so, I'm not saying Monique, her hands are clean. But when Monique jumped into the chat and kind of defended Melanie in a low-key way, it was perfect timing. You can't make this stuff up. So if you guys don't know, on Love and Marriage Huntsville, there's these things called millimeters. I would consider myself a millimeter because I did buy her a lot of her products. I DM'd her when, like, back in the 2 years ago. If you guys watch my video, I'll show you guys her line that I bought. I was in her DM. She was hitting me up. She was writing me messages back of encouragement and support as a married woman. And she's just really, really a lovely, lovely lady. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Melanie is lovely, y'all. I'm sorry. So I found myself on the side of the millimeters too. But one thing about me, I'm not gonna be on the internet fighting nobody battles. Melanie is a grown woman, and she can fight her own battles. So I never felt the need to come online and fight for her or try to, put other women down for her or anything like that, because I already know that she can handle herself. And I love that about her. I respect that about her. So when Carlos King has begun to attack the millimeters, it became this uproar on the internet. And it feels like social media is taking over the context of the show. And if you know, the show was originally called Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it was supposed to be about six people. How many couples? 6 people, 3 couples coming together. There was the 2 Scott 1 and Scott 2.0, which Kimmy, Maurice, Tisha, and Marcel. and Mel and Martell, right? It was a beautiful black excellence like display. And then somewhere along the line, started sprinkling in Carlos King's reality, which we know he does. He did it on the Atlanta, which his Atlanta season was the most popular of mess, but it just got out of hand, just too messy, right? It bordered on the love and hip hop spectrum, which a lot of us who were watching Love and Marriage Huntsville went into that realm trying to escape that love and hip hop stereotypical concept. So he led them right down back to what he used to, right? So this mess has been going on. Now he's getting a lot of flack because he's attracted to really beautiful, strong women like Monique, who's similar to Mel in a way. So, and they're now divorced. So it's crazy that his two leads enter his show. He promised their protection, and now they're both divorced. Which means he's in their husband's ears saying, speak up more. You're not doing this more. You're not doing that. You're not let her talk to you. And he doesn't really like women. And that's what you really see with him. So allegedly, he's been basically convincing these women to come on TV in the guise of black excellence, black protection under the black umbrella of a black man. But then when he gets them in his house, his wheelhouse, he treats them worse than the white folk, y'all. And I don't know if you can say that on here, sorry. Than the Yiddies, right? And that's the part where Monique was really upset about. She just could not believe that he would treat her worse than she was treated on other outlets. So that has been a really big, huge topic of discussion this week. All right, moving right along. We're not going to stick too much on any of these one topics because I just have so many things I want to talk about. If any of these topics you guys want me to do like full essay long videos on, I'll do those too. But we got to get active on here first. And another thing, I just want to thank you guys. I'm at 691 followers now, and I really appreciate all the love. And it was originally based on my Kanye video. And this is why I'm doing my lives here on YouTube now. Previously, I was doing my lives on TikTok. And while I always will appreciate TikTok, and thank you, TikTok, for giving me the confidence to do lives in the first place, what has happened is when I post on TikTok, there's something funky with the algorithm that isn't allowing me to kind of break through to my community. And what I noticed on YouTube, I don't have to break through. You guys subscribe to me, and my items go straight to you. And you guys are clicking, you guys are liking, you guys are subscribing, and it's just a continuous growth of my community. So I feel like because you guys are investing in me, in my community, I'm going to invest in you by providing content to the community. So this is a big thank you. This is my first live ever on YouTube. So those of you who are watching this, the replay crew who are watching this, anybody who likes, comments, and subscribe, matter of fact, go do that now, please. I really, truly appreciate any love that you have given me because you guys don't understand that I was only, for 2 years, this page was at 84 subscribers. And within the matter of a month, maybe less than a month, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm at 690 subscribers. And if that doesn't give you motivation to post the content, I don't know what will. But I thank you every day for making this a reality because I really was giving up hope on being able to put myself out there. But when I seen you guys subscribing to my content and liking my content and sharing my content, especially my memes, my Denzel meme, my Kanye meme, the gratitude that I feel in alignment and I feel with my purpose, it makes me know that I'm on the right track. And maybe I could be the next Oprah one day. You never know. Because I would say I would be the next Wendy Williams, but y'all seen how that ended. And so God don't like ugly. So I'm not trying to come never with the evil, mean heart. I'm coming with pure love. I'll tell you the truth with love, okay? All right, so next things up is gonna be Kim Kardashian, honey. So I just thought it was so funny how she was talking about she's a single mom now and how hard it is to raise 4 kids. Well, you think, girly? Come on. We could have told you that. The man, and the thing, if you guys don't remember this, but I do, and I don't know if you guys do remember this, you let me know. But I remember when she had the last 2. The first 2, he was so excited about Kanye, we're talking. And the last 2, he was really upset. He was like frustrated and crying and like just disoriented about her using a surrogate for his child. She never wanted to do. He never wanted to do it, but she wanted to do the surrogate. So he said, you know what? If you want to do the surrogate, I don't really have a choice in the matter. This was on the Kardashian show. Like, I remember watching these scenes and being like, dang, I don't think if my man didn't want the baby, I would have the baby. Not saying she should get rid of the baby, but she never had the baby in the first. She was the surrogate. So that's what made it really uncomfortable for me. And I'm not sure, look, if I should look here or there. But so I'm really looking at both places because, again, this is my first live on YouTube. So on TikTok, I know you can look straight and it still doesn't look like you're looking, like, not at the camera. So wherever you guys are, we'll figure that out. All right, so next things up, I have Ray J. So the Kim Kardashian will lead me into the Ray J of it all, okay? Oh my gosh. So Ray J just went on a podcast with Jamal Bryant. And I didn't watch the bulk of it, but what I did watch was enough of it. You guys know exactly what I mean. Because Ray J is very similar to Orlando Brown, where and Jaguar. Like, they're funny, entertaining, wild, crazy, but at a certain point, your brain cells start getting fried. And you like, I gotta turn this off. It's kind of like my salacious TV. Like, anything on Zeus, I can't watch more than like once every couple of years. Anything on, and I probably haven't watched that since the last time I watched something on Zeus Network was Black China. She had her show. So that's literally how long. And then who else got crazy stuff? Oh, you know who I love? Who's like my guilty pleasure? And I think I told y'all that. Tokyo Toni. I like her. I don't know. In Love After Lockup. That's what I was originally going to say. Those shows will rot. That's brain rot. You can't watch that but for so long before you got to say, I got to go read some, bell hooks. All right. So neither here nor there. So Ray J, he's crashing out completely. He basically said he's going to pull Jamal Bryant off the pulpit for releasing the interview. But Jamal Bryant did release the interview, and it was a pretty decent interview. Jamal Bryant, I personally feel like, asked the right questions. He showed up the way he was supposed to show up, and I thought it went really, really well. So, but that's just me. He talked about Ray J. I watched this guy, Mims. You guys know Mims. Make it make sense. I watch him. So he was talking about Ray J, and he was discussing old blind items that resurfaced. And he was talking about the Whitney Houston and the Ray J of it all, and that night, and how Ray J ran out, and how he was basically there, but in the official reports, it says that he was turned away and he wasn't able to be there. It was just a mess. Go watch that video. It's crazy. It's Mims. He's talking that talk. And then my mom bought me this last night. See how God, and she didn't even know I was researching all of this stuff. I might need that later. That's the charger. Okay, so this is from 2009. My mom had this book, The Shocking End, y'all. And so apparently what Mims was talking about is the guy, Vin Exel, he was there for Whitney Houston. He was there for Michael Jackson, right? And apparently it was one other person he mentioned, but those are good, big enough names enough. So let me remind you guys, though, when he said Vin Exel is the guy who escorted Ray J out of the hotel, and you could see him holding on to Vin Exel. Go look at the Mims video. And in the video, he's basically saying, that's not a bodyguard. That is Vin Exel. And he's escorting Ray J out. And he was the last one to be seen with Whitney Houston. And then he went to the party, Clive Davis party, with Whitney Houston's tickets, and was in the party bragging about how he's the one that found Whitney Houston's body. And then Vin Exel, listen to that name. I looked up, I said, I know that name. And I sure do. I know it from this. Remember, Beyonce's first song ever was with Jay-Z. One of her first songs ever was called, I think it was Crazy in Love. I'm looking so crazy right now. Y'all remember that? This is not her first song by herself solo. This is one of her second songs, like first or second. In the song, Jay-Z says, stick bony, but the pockets is fat like Tony Soprano. The rock handle like Vin Exel. The rock. That's powder. The rock handle, Handler. Get it? Like Vinexu. I shake phonies, man. You can't get next to. The genuine article. I do not sing though. I sling though. If anything, got bling, yo. You remember that song? So Jay-Z been knowing about this man. When that song came out? Let me look. I ain't even look. But y'all know it had to come out like 2000s. Right? Early 2000s. And Whitney didn't die to 2012. And this man is rapping about her. And then they wonder why the allegations is out there. They wonder why he connected to everything. Did Z have something to do with it? Or is they all under the same handler? But that's something I noticed, and I was just like, wow, unfreaking believable. So, let me read some of this Michael Jackson article from 2009. The King of Pop, just weeks before his comeback concert, weeks before, and he was trying to buy CBS, remember? And was it CBS, or he was trying to buy Sony, I think. I think it was Cosby who was trying to buy CBS. Before his comeback concerts in London raises questions about his health and children's future. On June 24th, after eating grilled chicken and romaine lettuce, the 50-year-old hit the main stage in LA Staples Center. 50-year-old London tour, on his 50-day London tour, set to begin in 2 weeks. He did the moonwalk and everything, says Michael Bush, one of Jackson's costume designers. Jackson, who at one point wore a Thriller jacket with fiber optics, sang, that's the man. He was all that, wasn't he? And this stuff, this not in the news no more, because this stuff you gotta have or you ain't having it. His final, he wasn't nervous about his comeback. He was looking forward to it. That's his sister. And it says nature, I'm trying to just get to the, his feet were like electric. Okay, less than 12 hours later, the singer awoke and complained he felt weak. Okay? He was taken to bed. He then stayed, Conrad Murray then stayed overnight at the singer's request. Entered Jackson's bedroom late Thursday morning to find that Jackson had a weak pulse and was not breathing. Murray began to administer CPR, but when Jackson, whose children were unaware of the crisis, didn't respond, Murray's lawyer says the doctor ran through the mansion screaming for security to call 911, then raced back to the pop star's side. By the time the ambulance came, Jackson's face had no life. So he had this man watch him all night, and this man sat there and watched him go. Didn't even try to save him. By the time the ambulance came, Jackson's face had no life. A Ronald Reagan UCLA medical team worked on Jackson for more than an hour while his family arrived. After he was pronounced at 2:26 p.m., reports swirl that a shot of Dermarol, which caused respiratory depression, may have been the culprit. That is not an accident. That is something else. As the family grappled with the news, so did the world. All right, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. Oh, Filipino dancers did his I'll Be There as a tribute. A 3-hour autopsy by the LA coroner on June 20th yielded no cause of death, and toxicology results will take 3 to 5 weeks to confirm. There are unconfirmed reports that Jackson was bald and had a needle mark on his body, needle marks all over his body. The singer says he actually did receive a daily injection of Dermarol. Asked if Michael's death was, I shouldn't say that word, but you know what I'm saying, was related to the powder. That's what we're trying to find out. Friends and families worried about Jackson's addiction for decades. He began taking painkillers after 1984 explosion on the set of the Pepsi. So they blamed the Pepsi thing, which that was probably a setup too. And then you obviously end with some of his legal woes. Jesse Jackson is there. Look at this. Why Jesse Jackson there? Because that means it's political. That's political. So it says we don't like what was going on. Jesse Jackson identified with, oh, and he outlived his own father, Joe Jackson. See? This stuff deep, y'all. Reading this in 2024, knowing what we know now about Whitney and the Diddy of it all, it's crazy, right? A doctor under fire. So this is an article about the doctor. Okay. You guys can screenshot this, take this information, do what you will. I'm just here for the people. Okay. Hired by Jackson in May. So he was hired in May and he died in June. May, June. He knew this man for 1 month. That don't even make no sense. Okay. Hired in May as his personal physician for his London tour. Oh, just for the London tour. Some going on in Europe too, because anyway, Kim in Europe, okay? All right. Didn't Nicki in Europe? Didn't ASAP in Europe? Something going on with that. Anyway, let's get it together. Okay, so Dr. Conrad Murray, 56, took leave of his Las Vegas practice and had been living near Jackson's home in the weeks before his going home. The pair became friends in 2006 after Murray treated one of Jackson's kids for a minor illness. So he like a pediatrician. While not board certified in cardiology, he is licensed to practice medicine in Nevada, California, and Texas. Since graduating from Nashville's Meharry Medical School in 1989, Murray has had offices in Las Vegas and Houston. Like Jackson, Murray has money woes, including over $400,000 in court judgments, always tied to legal and politics. That's why I said, why Jesse Jackson there? So is his debt forgiven? Because, people do strange things for a piece of change. Murray has had money woes, including over $400,000 in court judgments against his Nevada practice, Golden Cardiovascular Associates, over the last 18 months. So 18 months before his death, he had $400,000 in court judgments against him. But sorry, I hired him to be the doctor of the most famous pop artist in the world, Van Exel. Officials say Murray is not a suspect and there is currently no criminal investigation. Rumors continue to fly about his possible role in the death of Michael Jackson. His lawyer, Edward, somebody, but I don't want to say the names, were appropriate for Michael's conditions. Still, if the powder are ruled the cause of Jackson's going home is found to have overprescribed, I ain't gonna go into the what's next for kids, but that's the kids. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to read this knowing what we know now. I'll just read this one. This is more about the kids. Friends say despite his struggle, he was a great dad, doting dad, loving dad. We know that. He asked me, this is what the doctor said, he asked me for a prescription. I screamed at him. Jackson's family confronted him about his addiction in Las Vegas 2 years ago. Jackson was on the phone with his siblings, Randy, Reba, were told a family insider in 2007. Michael got pissed off. He said he wasn't on powder. Jackson also drank and took different, they gave all the oxy, I don't want to name them on here. They named all of the ones, the depressive, antidepressants. Said another insider who worried about, I don't need that on my thing. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this off. You gotta feel in the soul, deep in my heart. And though we may go, I love that girl. I hope she do get to play Princess Tiana. No, not my kind of vibe. Hold on, y'all. That's the thing about lives. And honestly, I'm going to try to upload this. My goal is to upload no editing. because editing takes a lot, and it makes the video choppy, and I'm just trying to get straight. I'm just really trying to put the content out as much as I can, but without getting canceled. That part. So that's gonna be the balance that I try to seek. Okay. Whether powder caused Jackson's death, I can't say that either on here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna learn, y'all. Whatever I get flagged for, I'm gonna learn on this one. It's just it says it'll be untangling the web of complex legal, financial issues in regards to the custody of his children. Ooh. Ooh. I never thought about that. A lot of people want this man gone. That's the bottom line. Be it for truth, be it for power, be it for whatever reason. They wanted it to end this way. So yeah, it's just more of him throughout the years. So my mom is like a big Michael fan, so she has all this stuff. But I'm not gonna get into all. The whole book is about him. I'm not gonna get into all the meats and potatoes of it. But my point of that was just to tell you that that Van Exel guy, connect that dot for those of you who are like mini investigators like me, and also connect the dot of the Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson going out the same way with some of the same people in his room, in their rooms. And the bottom line is, Mr. Ray J seemed to be the most person who don't know nothing, but is around when everybody going through some stuff. So, you know, just keep all that in mind when it all hits the fan. Because even yesterday I saw Diddy's children, and Quincy, the oldest one, he put out, the oldest adopted one from Albie Shore, he put out a new vlog, a family vlog with Diddy and showing like all this positive stuff. So it's just a whole mess right now. It's just hard to tell what's the truth and what's the lie. And I'm just here to report it all. And maybe we'll decipher it together. Maybe we'll get to the bottom of it. Maybe we'll mind our business. But it's either way, it's just interesting to talk about. All right, the next thing is I said Jamal Bryant, the guy who interviewed Ray J. He did an amazing job. But also, he just got married like the same day that the podcast came out with him and Ray J. The announcement for his marriage came out. And to me, it was giving very much beard. Like, it didn't give authentic. And the girl is beautiful, like stunning. Don't get it twisted. But it's something about it just gives inauthentic. It's giving beard. And y'all know a lot of these, like, Eddie Gray kind of people are out there. And I'll never forget that one. I forget his name, but he looked like Will Smith a little bit. The pastor who they found him in that hotel room, and then he denied it, and then a couple of weeks or so later he was found in a hotel again, and this time he went live. So it just a lot of stuff. And I was thinking today, I said to my husband, I said this morning, I said, is it me or is gospel, like, they've lost the recipe? They're on the complete other side. I can't even tell I'm listening to gospel. Like, I was listening to Frank Smokey Norfolk this morning. If you guys know, I need you right now, right now, right now. I need you now. Not another second, not another minute, not another hour, another day. But Lord, I need you right away. I love him. So that's real gospel for me. And obviously, you know, BBCC tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. You better choose the Lord today. For tomorrow very well might be too late. That's how I grew up, right? So listening to that, and I love Corinne Steffens. I appreciate Lecrae, and y'all know, you guys know me and Molly Music. I love him too. He started in gospel. But there's something about their music. Look at God. Look at God. He's making a way every day. Look at God. It kind of, you know, it's almost like you talk about your man. versus like talking about this omnipotent power who is within us, who supports us and love us. It's a different vibe. It's like my man versus I am praying on my knees, loving you for carrying me through this. So it's like the sauce is still there, but the recipe ain't the same. This one a little bitter, and I don't like it as much. And that leads me to the whole publicity stunt that Jamal Bryant is doing. These new pastors, they want to be celebrities so bad that they're so engulfed in what is going on with the Ray J. Why did Jamal Bryant care? Why he trying to save his soul? I know that's their job to save souls, but it's for publicity. It's not doing the God work. It's not doing. Ray J don't want that. Look, that whole interview, Ray J was deflecting and being silly and being goofy and making a mockery of God, right? And for me, I think I would have respected Jamal Bryant if he just didn't put the interview out and just said, as a man of God, I'm going to respect his mental health, like he started to say, and not release the interview. And I would have took him more serious. But now seeing the interview and seeing he wearing some schoolgirl outfit himself, looking like a cheerleader, Jamal Bryant trying to look like he looking younger than Ray J. He not looking like the man to follow. He look like the man who follows. So this is why I feel like there's just this disconnect with the youth, with respecting the elders and loving the elders and understanding the elders and like really truly having a value for what they say to you, because they're not trying to no longer lead you nowhere. They want to follow you. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pastor remixing a Sexy Red song. It's probably already happened. But this is what I'm saying now. Like there's this mixed mosh of like any ownership that black people had in our community of any representation of who we actually are is now just a melting pot of who the executive want us to be, the caricature, the mammy of it all, right? The blackface of it all. We're blackfacing ourselves. We have the gatekeepers and handlers, and it's the same thing as slavery. And they've just remixed it. That's how I see it. And I feel like you have these people who want to present like the Lord is calling them, but it's not what's on you, it's what's in you, and what's in them is not showing the full sanctity of what it is to represent the honor of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like this new generation of what they doing, like the Lecrae's of it all, that's borderline rap music. And y'all heard Lecrae, he dang snitched on himself that he said he was at them Diddy parties. Why is you at the Diddy parties? Ain't nothing holy up in them parties. Even if you go in there to preach the word from the outside. You ain't got to go in them Diddy parties to preach the word. You should be the one that say, oh, I know Lecrae ain't gonna be up in here, because these them type of parties. But we'll see you on Sunday, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like the perfect example is, what's his name? TJ from Black he was from Lottery Ticket with Bow Wow. I think his name TJ or something. He didn't get famous. Brandon T. Jackson, yeah. He didn't end up getting as famous as he should have been because he was on the up and up, because he did the same thing Maya did. He maintained his MVPs, his morals, his values, and his principles. And what I've realized in the industry, if you maintain those things, you don't have a chance. You don't stand a chance. You can make it maybe a little bit far, maybe sitcom level, but you will never be the Tom Cruise. You will never be the Denzel. And we find out Denzel kissing men on the mouth now. And it's just like the sanctity of pureness, of marriage and wholesomeness between a man and a wife is no longer there. Every Netflix character is a composite character. And what that means is, when you try to put all the minorities in one character so that you have to worry about the minorities feeling excluded, right? The DEI of it all. So what tends to happen is every character is black, lesbian, and queer, weird, right? And geeky. And they make them like that because you got a woman, you got a queer, and you got the nerds. Or they might add a disability in that same character. So they encompass all the qualms of the world, all the problems in that one character. And so what that tends to do is it creates even more disparity and lack of representation especially for black women. If you are a straight black woman, when the last time y'all seen one of us on TV marrying a black man on TV that wasn't kicking our butt like in Divorce in the Black? When have you seen us be loved properly in a heterosexual relationship? Right? Because now all you see is queer black women, because these are composite characters. Or you see a queer black man, because those are composite characters. You would never see straight black men, and you never really did. Even in back in the day, all the dark skinned men was with light skinned women. When have you just seen a regular old black brown skinned girl with a regular old brown skinned dark skinned man, and they just be happy and in love with each other? Besides the Cosbys, that was it. And so to try to get back to get to that point where we're represented in multifaceted and not just as the Jezebel spirits, because when we do get a hit show like Insecure, we are the Jezebel. You know, what is it? Some gotta have. So what is it? I gotta have it. Y'all know the Spike Lee. She the Jezebel. The only time we get representation and we are in love with the man is when we are first the Jezebel spirit. So this is what I'm saying. There's too much mix. And this is why you guys wonder why 10% of black men who voted for Trump were foreign men. It's because they have conservative values. But we're not getting into that. We talk about that on my other page, Pretty Politico. So if you guys want to follow me there, I just brand new created that page. And it's called Pretty.Politico. And I talk about that kind of stuff, politics of it all, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. So I'll be there tomorrow at 2. Might start doing a little bit early because that 2 p.m. be crunch time, like pushing me towards like when I gotta get out the door. But neither here nor there. Brandon T. Jackson, as I was saying, he's one of those people that didn't sell his souls, so he was able to maintain his values. And that is a hard thing, it seems, to do in Hollywood, because if you don't maintain your values, and that's what Ray J talked about a lot in his interview, is being confused and hoping that his children identifies the real him versus this made-up caricature of him that he tried to blame on Kim, which, you know, because she won't tell the truth about what actually happened. But that's neither here nor there now, brother. Now, the proof is in the pudding. You are running against your own image. So in order to change the image, you have to look at the man in the mirror. And it seems like Jamal Bryant was trying to hold you accountable, hold your feet to the fire in that interview, but you wouldn't become comfortable in saying, this is who I am as a man, and this is how I'm going to present from now on. Because I think really the time is up. The clock is ticking on Ray J, and the truth, and what Cat Williams say? All will be revealed in 2024. And I think that's what we are seeing right now. Okay, next up, yeah, and I just put Ray J crashes out. But next up, Tyson against Jake Paul. Y'all, have been a lot going on this week. Now y'all see why I wanted to come on here and talk about this stuff, because this stuff is crazy. And I like to talk about this stuff with my friends, but I'm in a space where I want to create more than I consume. So instead of having a conversation on the phone with my friends about these funny, crazy, hot topics, I figure I can come on here and talk to you guys about it, because you guys are now my friends, all right? And you guys are friends that can kind of help me create the dream and the life that I want for myself, which is to talk about things that are important to me. And if you notice, within these things of pop culture, I'm giving you foundational, ideologies of what I truly stand for and believe. If you catch it. You know what I'm saying? If you understand it, what do they say? If you picking up what I'm putting down, you'll see what we doing here. Okay, so yes, so Tyson against Jake Paul. Now I'm gonna go deep tomorrow on my Pretty Political about this topic, but this was nothing but put y'all back in y'all place, black man. I knew he was gonna lose from the moment I heard about the fight, and I knew the reason he was gonna lose is because they needed to remind you people, you ninjas, right? Us ninjas, because I'm included. They needed to remind us that you are not protected, you are not stronger. And guess what? He did not win straight from brawn. I didn't watch the fight, but he won on a unanimous vote. That same jury that's going to be the 12 jury when Trump giving them people immunity is the same voters that's going to be voting for him to lose the battle. And they basically let y'all know that as a black man in America, the day of the Geechee is over. Y'all ain't winning nothing. You ain't going to have nothing. And if there's a juror, they're going to vote unanimously against your black behind. And that's the bottom line on that. And I'm going to move on. But I'm going to go more into that tomorrow, because I got a lot of stuff to say about that. Orlando Brown. I talked about him earlier. And I talked about him earlier, but I wanted to say this as a reminder to myself. I believe that Ray J is very similar to Orlando Brown, where he's doing the insanity thing now. And I think the reason he's doing this insanity thing, this Ray J, like where he's jumping off, he's on top of roofs at hotels, he crying all the time, he's getting on live, getting a mentorship from Nicki Minaj. It's just all so strange lately. And I think it's because he wants to put in an insanity plea when and if ish hits the fan. That's just my opinion. You know, allegedly. That's what I feel. Okay, so now next up. Oh, y'all seen that TikTok? Not a TikTok, it's a YouTube that's going around. And it's about a young lady whose husband was inappropriate with her children. And I was like so saddened for her. And this girl had that happen to her. I feel so bad for her. I'm praying for her. And I was telling my husband about the story. I sent it to him and I said to myself, I'm so happy that my mom protected me. Like, y'all would think my mom was crazy. She let me go stay at nobody's house. She didn't let me, even my own dad. Like, I had a stepdad, a brother, and a dad. Like, I have always been protected by men, and they never played about me. But even with my dad, like, I didn't stay over at his house till I was like 12 years old by myself. And then prior to that, I would go with my brother. And then even when she got remarried to my stepdad, she never let me be just up in the house with him while he's walking around naked. No, you got to put some drawers on, honey. You got to put some clothes on, some shorts. So she didn't play. And if you would, from the outside looking in, you could think something like that is crazy. Like she a little obsessive. But I'm so happy she was the way she was because I am literally pure heart. Like I don't have no traumas. I mean, everybody got trauma. But I don't have none of those type of traumas, you know what I'm saying? Like those distrust of the black man traumas. I actually trust black men too much. That's my problem. You understand? So I just respect my mom so much, and it makes me such a more vigilant mom because of the type of mom I had. So my brother was telling me, Mommy, if you think about it, she was kind of like Mother Teresa. I said, what you make you say that? She said, our whole life she never had no men just in and out of our house. She never had no men just coming to see us, come to visit her. She's like, she had like 2 boyfriends our whole life after she left my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like she never had men up in our house. Like we never seen it. Like we never just walked in and it was due later. Never. And I'm so happy I was raised that way. And me, I'm married. I'm with the same man who I had my baby with. But if I ever leave him, it would be the same way. I would never bring no man up into my house that could just have full access to my children, to my daughter like that. Never. I wouldn't even make him. My mama used to be like, "Can't no man sit in no house while I'm at work." And I'm the same way. Ain't no way in living heck that you gonna be sitting up in my house while I'm going to work every day with my child. You out your mother living mind. You understand? That's how I grew up. And my stepdad was retired from, he had worked, it was done. She made that man go back to work so he wouldn't be sitting up in the house with me all day. And I was like, what? So happy, so proud. And I'm not saying he liked that at all. Never was like that. He took me to school, never was like that. But the fact that she protected me and had the idea that it could be. And so to see that woman get her on the internet saying she was a single mother, she was targeted, he came into her life when she had 2 boys, and then he did that to his own daughters? These men could be crazy. And it's obviously not every man, but as women, we have to come together and protect ourselves. And now you got people mocking her on the internet saying, oh, look, she was from the Shearer world and she's a trophy wife. Let me tell y'all about them Shearer wives, because I feel like I can consider myself a Shearer wife in a sense. I quit a lot of jobs because I got a husband that's going to take care of me. But when you're dealing with a man who take care of you, you got to deal with their stanky attitude and their nastiness, and whatever they decide to do that day, they going to do that day. But me, I bark back. What's that song? Yeah, that's me. So that, but if you're not a kind of woman who bark back, Shearer barks back. Y'all see how she talked to James? But y'all need to stop listening to Shearer and put your dukes up. Or you might end up in that same situation as that girl because you're looking for the lifestyle so bad. You run after the lifestyle so bad. But these men, you don't have to chase the lifestyle. They give it to you. My husband hate when I work. Because soon as I go back to work, he complaining. You can't make a man, you can't turn a man into Shira's husband. You can't turn a man into James. He got to show up as James from the get-go. Or he ain't the one. You can't beg these men for nothing. And I'm going to do a whole series on that, though. We're going to come back to that. That just makes me think about, you know, why we shouldn't chase the Shira aesthetic of it all. Because while you chasing this and you chasing a certain kind of man and he provides you the lifestyle right off the bat, but you giving up your children for that? And I'm so proud of that girl for choosing and believing her daughter and believing her child, because not all women do that. Some women will be like, oh, you lying, and choose the man. So I'm so proud of her. If you guys watch it, she chose her child. She took her first daughter to the hospital. It was confirmed. Then she took her second daughter to the hospital. Come to find out it was both of them, 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, by their own daddy. And he targeted her because she was originally a single mom with 2 sons. Y'all gotta be careful out here. It is no joke. And I was saying it's just all over the place. Now that I know it exists, it's just all over the place. Even stuff as simple as ice cream. Like, you know, if they eat ice cream, it means certain things. They eat spaghetti, it means... So now when I watch commercials and I see kids eating ice cream, it just grosses me out, all of it now. Especially since that Balenciaga of it all, right? It's so deep. It's so deep. And these men, because they don't have control over the woman's womb, they want to have control over everything they can have control over. And the latest thing is the edoelia, because they are really having this obsession with young children lately. And it's really getting to the point where they want mass acceptance of it. I remember reading a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but it was about a Muslim girl who was sold, had a dowry sold by her dad, and all the things she went through as a 12-year-old little girl. And their minds aren't developed enough to know even what's happening to them. And that's what they want to go back to. They want them younger and younger and younger and more pure, so they can put them demon spirits into your child. And it's something about siphoning the energy of the children that are bringing these people to sweet, innocent, clean children. And it is real demonic. But I go back to what I said earlier about the Christian music and how they lost the sauce. It's no longer even Christian gospel music. It's now hip hop and rap. It's Lecrae's. It's not even a standard anymore. It's like, what is actually happening here? What is the reality of what's happening here? And if we don't say anything, it goes back to my quote, then what I said in the beginning. If you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoy it. Okay? If we don't speak up about the things that we see, and that's why I'm so proud of her for speaking up about her pain, because something could have happened to her and he would have been the one raising the child. Now, hopefully he be raised up in jail. So, all right, next thing is Hugh Jackman. And this was random because I saw this on the way before I hopped on here. Hugh Jackman left his wife of 27 years for another lady, right? And apparently, I saw a picture of him. He looking younger than he ever looked, because, you know, him and his first wife was so much older. But this goes back to what I was saying about the older women. When y'all chasing these Shira dreams, they don't want older women either. They want to use them and abuse them and things like that. And that's what you see with Hugh Jackman. He used his wife for 27 years because she was the superstar. And we're going to go into Destiny swiping right after I finish this topic. He used her as a stepping stool. And then as soon as he was able to get to the top, she old now. She real old. And now he still look young. And now he with this new young girl, he look 18 years younger. Okay? And now he waited until his daughter, speaking of 18, he waited till his youngest child turned 18 years old. He got a daughter who's 27, or I don't know daughter. He got a child who's 27 and another child who's 18. He waited till them children got grown to leave and waited till she done withered away. These men will take the life out of you. They will take your best years, take them away from you, wait till you old and decrepit, and then go run off with the younger girl. So for my older women who are being sugar babies, and don't do it. Don't do it. Just go on vacation, get your little pool boy, and just enjoy your life. Don't do it. Don't even bother. Don't even waste your time. Because they're not treating you the way you're supposed to be treated or respected. If I get divorced, Oh, I'm going to Africa, honey. I'm chilling. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here. I'm out. I'm out. I'm gone with the wind. Only reason I'm here is for the stability of my child. My child love her daddy. Love her daddy. But Jersey forever? Please. And I've already traveled the world, but the itch would come back as I'm a new mom. Like my child, she's just getting to the point where I probably could travel and do stuff with her again, because you know that 0 to 5 year old age, you don't really want to. It's hard. You can do stuff. We've traveled, but it's hard. We went to Florida and things like that, but it's hard to. Them plane rides are not fun. I'm screaming and crying on the plane. I'm sitting embarrassed. It's not the same as it is now traveling with her as a 5-year-old. It's just so much peaceful. And some people do it, like I see TikToks and stuff of all the highlight reels in people's lives, and they make that stuff look so good, so easy. They say, who said you couldn't travel without a baby? I said it. I don't want to travel with no baby. I don't have fun with babies. I have fun with grown-ups. But if that's your life, that's your life. That's just me in my life. I did not enjoy that. But now that she's older, oh, we gonna have fun. We gonna have fun. I don't think I want to talk about that. I was gonna talk about Jada, coffee, and Rat Boy Catholic schools. So I guess I'll talk a little bit briefly. I just noticed that the Diddies of it all, the Jada Kisses of it, those are all geeks. Yeah, they're geeks. They went to private school. So did I. I'm gonna keep it too. But they're just like me. They're just a little nobody like me. Yeah, they're geeks. And Jada's daddy is really successful, like a coffee connoisseur, so to speak. And this is Jada Kiss I'm talking about. Jada Kiss. And he and Diddy, they both were Catholic school boys who grew up really, really in a well-to-do neighborhood. And the thing about Diddy's story is a little bit not adding up. I was going to say, where's the daddies? Kanye dad, we found out he's a super successful activist. Jada's dad is this coffee connoisseur. Where's Biggie dad? Where's Tupac dad? Who's their daddy? We found out Diddy daddy is also successful and really, really rich. These are second generation rich kids, y'all. These ain't no gangsters. Then I was thinking, who's JD's dad? Is he rich too? Because all they daddies got money, honey. Legally, illegally, they got money. So these are not the boys that y'all trying to say come from the ghetto. Yeah, they down here, but they ain't from around here. Just like me. They parents had good jobs and they worked hard. They just happened to be in those environments, right? The happenstance, the redlining, and all that kind of crap. But they grew up essentially as middle class kids with the middle class ideologies and middle class work ethic. So a lot of the gangsters in the rap, and I put this as like one of my topics. Y'all seen it on my page. It was I don't remember who I put it, but it's one of my memes. Go check it out. I said they really sugar babies and not necessarily. And also one thing I noticed in every single person who is like super successful, they get them as children. Like, look at Tyler. She was a baby. They keep showing me all these videos of her as a baby. It's creeping me out. Like, I see so many videos of her as like a little kid. Same thing I've been seeing Countess Vaughn as a little kid lately. Aaliyah was a little kid. Beyonce was. They have tapped into these kids babies. So go back to what I said earlier about the edophilias. They've been doing this for years, tapping into these children, and they already know who their star is going to be. Some stars like Justin Bieber or like a Michael Jackson, their star is so bright as a young age, as a child, that they have to put them out immediately to the world. And I always say, we raised Michael Jackson. Not me, I was too young. But the world raised Michael Jackson, and look at the child we created. The world raised Justin Bieber, and look at the child we created. If you want any understanding of who we are as a people, look to those celebrities who were raised by you. Look to them. That'll tell you everything you need to know about us. Look at Amanda Bynes. We raised them. That's what America raises. That's what America raises. We didn't raise Celine Dion. Where's she from? Venezuela or something? Let me see. Celine Dion. They raised her. That's why she's still here. But she was raised by us here. Canada raised her. She Canadian. Any there we have it. The difference between a Canadian child star, she started at 12 years old, Celine Dion, versus ours, Michael Jackson. Look how they turned out. It started at 5 years old. That's the difference of the countries. The total sum of their people is a reflection of who they are. That's who America is. America is Michael Jackson. Canada is Celine Dion. So I wanted to end with the destiny swapping of it all because I feel like that is such a thing that's happening consistently right now. Even me, I've been destiny. So you have to be really, really careful with swapping your destinies with people. Kim Kardashian swapped with Paris Hilton, and I also personally believe she swapped with Ray J too. She wants to swap with Beyonce, but it's been really hard to get into that, tap into that culture of it all, right? So she's like abandoned that. Now she's tapping into Italian culture lately. You've seen her try to be some kind of Maria or something like that. I don't know what's going on with her lately. She has no identity. There's a lot of that going on. So I'm just telling you guys to protect your neck, fool. Protect yourself. Protect your energies. Protect who you are swapping energy with. And I think the easiest way to do that is what I've been doing lately. Make sure you create more than you consume. So for example, with Paris Hilton, she wasn't creating her looks. Kim was. So she was consuming Kim more than she was creating for herself. Now I'm sure she would never do that. And so when you're around energy vampires and destiny swappers, make sure you do not give them your energy. Make sure you are creating more than you consume. That way you can say, I'm good. I think I got it from here. Because if you don't have it from here, you can end up in a situation like an Elvis Presley. He destiny swapped with the snowman, with his the Colonel, right? His legend was supposed to be well beyond Las Vegas, but he was destiny swapped with the wrong person, and that person took his whole soul and just had him as a Muppet, as a caricature. They're trying to do the same thing with Beyonce, with Tyler, trying to destiny swap with her. They're trying to create a whole new entity of who she is, or even a Megan Thee Stallion at her act 2. I think that was a bad move for her. Trying to destiny swap. You can't destiny swap with Destiny's Child. And I wanted to end it here. Just remember that to whom much is given, much is required. That includes in your marriages, in your relationship, and within your interpersonal relationship with yourself. Make sure also, even within yourself, that you are not consuming as much as you are creating and giving and pouring out and service of God, because that's why I'm here. So I hope you had fun today, because this was fun. But this is my first live ever. Oh, I had a ball. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I'll see you guys next week. I have not set the time in stone, so in the meantime, in between time, please turn on your notification bells. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this live today. Thank you so much, and take care. Again, I am Nico Nicole, and this is Give This Girl a Mic. I'll see you next week.